In this lecture, we will understand what is structured data and unstructured data in the IoT. So as we all know that different types of data was generated from the different sources, and these data, it is classified into two categories, that is the structured data and the unstructured data. Now we'll see what is structured data. So structured data, it refers to the information that is organized in a fixed format, which is usually arranged in rows and columns like a table. Now, because the structure is predefined, the computers and the humans can easily store, search, and analyze the data. You can think it like an attendance register or mark sheet where everything is neatly arranged. Okay. Now, in IoT environments, the devices will generate the huge amounts of multimedia and the sensor data, and much of this data is unstructured or the semi-structured. Therefore, structured data, it forms only a small portion of the total internet data. Now, for example, you have structured data like temperature readings stored in the tables, and unstructured data is surveillance video from the IoT cameras. Some of the key characteristics of the structured data are it has a predefined structure. That is, it can store the data in table with rows and columns, and it is very easy to search and retrieve. It can be generated by humans and the machines, and it uses the fixed length data fields. For example, you have phone numbers, you have IDs. Okay. Then second is the storage system, that is the RDBMS, that is the relational database management system, where the structured data is commonly stored. And some examples are MySQL, you have Oracle SQL Server, and these systems store the data in the tables with relationships between them. So here this structured data, it can be accessed using the structured query language, that is the SQL, and SQL allows the users to search the data, insert the records, then update the information and delete the entries. Some examples are finding the student marks and retrieving bank transaction history. These are the examples of the structured data. Now, some of the real life examples are the flight reservation systems, train booking systems, then banking databases, inventory management systems, student record systems. These all are the real life examples, and these systems need highly organized data for quick and accurate processing. Now, one simple example you can consider for structured data is a school marks register, where every student has fixed columns like name, roll number, marks, and it is very easy to search and analyze the data, and also it follows the same format. Okay, this was about the structured data. Next comes the unstructured data, where it refers to the information that does not follow a fixed format or the predefined structure. And unlike the structured data where it uses the tables, this data is random and it is flexible, and it varies depending upon the application and the source. Now, in simple words, you can say any internet data that is not arranged in rows and columns, it is called as unstructured data. And in IoT environments, the cameras which generates the videos, these are one example for unstructured data. Some other examples are the sensors which generate the continuous streams, and the smart devices which generate the logs. These are some examples of the unstructured data sources. And therefore, most of the IoT data, it is unstructured, forming the largest portion of the internet data today. Now, some of the key characteristics are this unstructured data, it doesn't have any fixed structure or the format, and it can be text, audio, video, images, or multimedia. And the data format, it varies from one application to the another, and it is generated by both humans and the machines. And it is very difficult to search this data using the traditional database queries. So here some examples of the human generated unstructured data are emails. Then you have chats and messages, social media posts, videos, audio recordings, images, phone call recordings. These all are the examples of the human generated unstructured data. And machine generated unstructured data examples are the traffic surveillance videos, you have satellite images, industrial monitoring videos, sensor streams and logs, CCTV recordings, then smart building camera data. These all are the examples of the machine generated unstructured data. One more example is a traffic camera which continuously records the vehicles and produces the unstructured video data. Okay. And this unstructured data, it is very difficult to process because it has no fixed format, and its content varies widely, and it cannot be easily stored in the traditional tables. So here it requires the artificial intelligence and machine learning tools for analysis, and also the traditional SQL queries are not sufficient for handling such large and complex data sets. So this unstructured data, it is managed or handled using the uh, non-relational SQL databases such as the MongoDB, Hadoop-based systems, and Cassandra, and many more. And these systems allow the flexible storage, then handling large multimedia data, and faster processing of big data. One simple analogy to understand this unstructured data is like your student's school bag, where it contains the books, papers, photos, notes, and some random items, and those will not be arranged properly, and it will become very harder to search that quickly. So one example, one real life example you can consider that. So this is about the structured and the unstructured data. Thank you.